Hi. Making a video because I've been meaning to make a video for a long time, but I've either had issues like operating systems like Linux being dumb or my Windows thinking it's a pirated copy of Windows. Don't boot install two OSs at the same time. So I've watched I've watched many shows since my actual, I think my last review, which was an actual review, not a Attack on Titan or me just talking to the camera like I'm doing right now. But the two big shows I've watched, we'll say, was Season 1 of Full Metal Alchemist, the original series, which I quite enjoyed. Very much so. But me telling you this will literally just be spouting the same thing I think everyone said over and over, like, oh, it's a great show, blah, 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 blah. This is Season 2. Well, I watched Season 1, I'm watching Season 2. That's a mistake on my part. But that's not the show I want to talk about. Now, it's been a few weeks since I've seen this show, so things might be a little hazy. I'll probably get names wrong and stuff like that, but I want to have some awareness to the show. I know more old school anime fans. See, that word is a bit of an interesting word to use because people who say old school will go, oh yeah, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, this and that, and that's like 80s, 90s. And then there's old school, where I would really call old school, and that'd be like 60s, 70s, and then new school, which is everything now. This is that 80s, 90s area of old school, but it's a show that I don't think a lot of people know, and that is a little show, 13 episode I believe, maybe 12, called Now and Then, Here and There. Sorry for the awesome glare. This is a 3-volume set. This was released by US Manga, and if you don't know from one of my last videos of me talking about anime companies, US Manga, I believe, is gone, which makes this show out of print. Now, this is the thing about this show. It's about 13 episodes, and it's really, really good. But the price might throw some people off. You can get a complete collection like mine, but probably with the box for about 60 to 100. Or you can get semi-lucky if you do a little bit of looking, and you can get the 3 separate volumes for, I think I want to say like 5, 7, and then like 15. One of them was more expensive. And in the end, it cost me under $40. So it cost me about 30 something, I believe. Which is what, like $2 something an episode, which is quite good, you know, about almost $3. Well, $3 an episode, we'll say. And it's quite worth it. Now, I'm going to try to explain from what I remember, very, not huge detail, but try to say. Oh, by the way, the art you see on these is not the art in the show. That's one thing that sucks. The art on here is quite amazing looking. You might have to actually pull up some screenshots online, but it's really nice looking, these covers. But the show is basically about, there's a little kid, I think he's like 13 or something, and he just a normal Japanese kid, and, you know, does this thing, and is going home one day after this thing, and you can just interpret it in the comments what that's supposed to be. But after school, he sees a girl, and she is on a smokestack, just peering out into the sunset. He can't leave things well enough alone, so he climbs up the other smokestack and tries talking to her. The whole time she's trying to ignore him, and eventually she kind of speaks back, and they have a little bit of a conversation while they're looking out at sunset. Now, this girl, blue hair, blue eyes, I'm not sure in this realm of a show, is blue hair supposed to be normal? Probably not, because she's the only blue-haired girl. But, well, and guy. I said that weird. But, whatever. They talk, have a conversation. She mostly ignored him. And then all of a sudden, out of frickin' nowhere, evaporates a giant metal mechanical snake with a guy riding on it. And a woman with, like, this, I'm not sure, it wasn't a sword, but, like, a woman also. And I think there's another dude. Actually, there's two mechanical snakes. A dude in, like, a mini-mech, one of those, like, round, like, with little legs, and this woman appear. and like, oh, we have to get you. Now her name, the little girl's name, it is so strange. It's like Ooh La La or Ooh La La? Ooh La La. Sounds almost right. But that's what I got Mammy and Mummy mixed up in another review of mine from a long time ago. Let's say Ooh La La. I don't think that's right, but it's awfully damn close. And they're like, oh, you have to come with us, blah, 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 blah. They grab her, and the kid's like, well, fuck this. So he like hijacks one of the snakes and like rams it in the smoke stick. It's all toppling over. They vanish back, but he somehow got in the little orb thing too. They all vanish into this giant metal, like, it's like a giant metal room, basically. And he grabs the girl, they run, they chase him, and we don't know where the hell they are, and they're just running. And eventually, it's one of those issues where bridge going like this, he jumps over, goes to grab her, they mess up, there's an error, he goes to jump for her. Instead of grabbing her, he accidentally grabs her necklace, which is around her neck, and just falls in this like bottomless pit, it seems. And he just falls right into this like tunnel, and it's like a tunnel from Portal 2 almost, because it's like going all around, and then he shoots outside, and he has this stick with him that he was like beating them with, and his stick gets caught in this it's like a tarp kind of thing, and he's just like hanging there, and then it shows his view out of what he's seeing. There's a pop-up on my computer, 1 second, there we go, and there's this like view of this place that it's steampunk. Imagine a steampunk desert. Steampunk, kind of like what it sounds like. Just like this desert, basically, that is underground. They're like an underground world. And that's when his adventure starts, and basically the show is about him trying to get Ooh La La, which might not be the name, and trying to get her and escape. And it's about 13 episodes, and through the whole thing, there's torture scenes with the kid, there's him, they throw him into an army, then there's all these different like moral things with army, and if it's good or bad and what they're doing is truly correct. A lot of issues in this anime for only being like 13 episodes, and it's really good. I don't want to say really much about the ending. There's not too much to talk about. If you just think about it, you probably know what will happen with the kid. It's an anime with a kid, but a lot of issues go around, mostly torture. There's a crazy king, the king prince guy who runs this land that they're in is literally insane. His introduction scene is him like petting a cat, and then while he's doing it, he ends up breaking its neck. That's how insane this guy is. And then his corporal, like marine, basically secretary kind of thing. Her dealing with the whole thing. And there's even issues with child rape in this, like child pregnancy rape. It gets so many issues thrown about war, child war, pregnancy, rape, war, all this whole thing, and only like 12 to 13 episodes, and it's like a really, really good show. I watched it in, I think it was either 2 sittings or 3 sittings. It might have been a disc a day, or it was 1 disc and then I did just the last 2 because I got into it. And now, a few things to note about this show is Crispin Freeman. He is in this dub. You will not be able to tell what character he plays. This is okay, if you don't know Crispin Freeman, I've mentioned him a few of my videos. If you'd like to check out my other videos, weird way of saying to watch my videos. He was the voice of Keone, that's probably his biggest character, and Alucard from Hellsing is his other character. So, deep kind of voice if he has to be goofy, but it's usually deep. They make him play like this 13-year-old whiny brat. He's like, it's weird. If you are watching the show, or if you've watched the show and you're trying to like think, who the hell is he talking about? In the army, there'll be the main character, the little black kid, his friend, and then the bad guy, who's like a part of the trio. It's the bad guy is Crispin Freeman, and it's like, what? A few other voices to note, I think. I didn't do my research on this, so this is me just thinking about voices. The little black kid, is that rude to say? But the little black kid, is Chopper from One Piece. I don't know that voice actress's name, I believe it's a woman, but she's using Chopper's voice. It's Chopper, and it's so noticeable, it's amazing. And the main character sounds so familiar. He sounds like one of those 90s voice actors. Like, I kept on thinking he was Spike from Cowboy Bebop, but it can't be. The main character doesn't sound like a kid. He sounds like an adult. That's why it might sound like Spike. But I'm just rambling on. Really, these DVDs that I got from manga, U.S. manga, quite good. They have concept art and they have like scenery art, how they did the backgrounds, a few cool things like that. U.S. manga did great jobs for back when they released these, because these DVDs were from quite a while ago. They're talking about using a Windows 95 computer on the back here, so that should tell you something. I'm just trying to get the official 2001. 1999, 2001, so I believe it was probably May 1999 and then released in 2001. Yeah, these quite old DVDs, and there has, I think, been one re-release, but it's not cheap. As I said, if you want a box complete collection of $100 to $60, maybe to $40, or you can do it the way I did and just hunt out the singles, and you can get it for under $40, so like $30. Recommend the show. Can't recommend it enough. So many issues, and one last thing to make you maybe interested in this show, that Ulala character, the little girl with the blue hair, is basically the god of water. Think about that in a desert world. It's amazing. No, you're not watching another video. I have to say something real fast. While editing this video that you're seeing now, sorry that it's bad. No, but it is. And, well, you can actually watch the show that I just reviewed here on YouTube legally for free. Actually, manga entertainment, I was unaware. U.S. manga must have got absorbed by manga. There's two. I thought there were two different companies. They're the same company, and they have it legally on their YouTube channel. All, I believe, 13 episodes for free. Yeah, so you can watch them. You don't have to go out and buy this set, but if you like it, you can support it. I'm not sure if it's out of print, like I said, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? Have a good one.